dear students, as you know that we are going to have debate today, and the topic of the debate is Brawn versus Brain. And we have two teams are the same, boys and girls. Boys are going to speak in favor of the brawn, means muscular efforts, and girls will speak in favor of brain. And we have different participants in this debate competition. So, boys group is led by Mr. Aflaq, and girls group is led by Adan Mustafa. So we have equal number of the participants, and each participant is supposed to take part wholeheartedly in the debate. So we have two rounds in the debate. One is the arguments presentation, and second round is of the rebuttal, in which you can ask the questions. But each speaker will just take to give the argument within 1 minute. Because we are short of the time, we don't have that much time to extend the event. So please be punctual of the time, be limited, and present your thoughts very beautifully in the very stipulated time. And you know that then there will be have the final conclusion, and then there will be the verdict of the debate, and I myself will give the marks to three parameters I have kept for the same. One is the presentation, second we have the content, and third we have the confidence. And one more I will add there, that is the body gestures, body language. That is also very much important. So you have to bear these four things in the mind while you are presenting your thoughts. So let me start from the girls group, and the speaker first is Adiba Imtiaz.
Respected judge, respected teacher, and my dear worthy opponents, Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Today, I stand before you to strongly speak in favor of brain over brawn. This is not just a comparison of intelligence and strength, but the question of what truly leads to success in life. And unfortunately, my worthy opponents firmly believe that brawn is more powerful. But they are forgetting a simple truth. Without the guidance of brain, brawn is nothing but the uncontrolled power. Let me ask, who wins the war? The strongest soldier or the one who is smartest strategist? Let me ask, who builds a building, a laborer or the engineer who designs it? Clearly, brain leads, brawn follows. First of all, the brain controls everything. Even our muscles move with the signal of brain. Without it, strength has no direction. Secondly, intelligence creates success. Great leaders like Albert Einstein and APJ Abdul Kalam changed the world, not because of their physical strength, but by the power of their mind. My opponents still believe that physical strength is everything, but unfortunately, they ignore the fact that strength is temporary while intelligence grows with time. Now I would like to ask and challenge you. Can muscles solve problems like science or medicine? Can muscles solve problems like science or medicine? If brain is more powerful, why are you right now in the school? And why are leaders choosing for intelligence not by their physical strength? Let me make one thing very, very clear. Even right now, as you will be speaking against me, what is guiding your words, your mind or your muscles? My opponents, you may argue that even for science or medicine, physical effort is needed. But I would like to say, every solution begins with thinking, not with muscles. Physical effort may help in execution. the brain, there would be no discovery, no innovation, and no solution at all. You might be thinking that if a person is weak or unhealthy, brain cannot work properly. But that does not make Brown superior. A healthy body only improves efficiency, not intelligence. And thirdly, brain defeats Brown in real life. Strength alone cannot win wars, strategies does. And strategy comes from the brain. Even the strongest army can lose without the smartest leader. And I need to say it again, unfortunately, my opponents continue to praise Brown, but they cannot prove strength can not work without direction. Let me remind you of one powerful truth. Brain can create Brown, but Brown cannot create brain. I repeat, brain can create Brown, but Brown cannot create brain at all. So my dear worthy opponents, our team strongly believe that strength may impress people for a moment, but intelligence builds the future forever. Therefore, I strongly and confidently stand in favor of brain over Brown. Thank you.
Thank you, Adiba, for your beautiful thoughts, very much inspiring thoughts, and it was a strong argument. Now, let me call and welcome first speaker from Boys Group, Mr. Aflaq, and he will present his thoughts.
Respected Muzaffar sir and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. Today I came on the clock, stands and supports strongly the motion that Brawn is more important than brain. While intelligence may create ideas, it is strength, efforts and action that turns these ideas into reality. Firstly, thinking alone cannot achieve anything. We may have brilliant ideas, but without action they are useless. A person who keeps thinking will remain stuck, but who acts will move forward. You tell me the world we live in is made by the physical efforts. The buildings, the roads and the bridges that we are having the liability today, they are made by the physical, the laborers, the hardworking people. And in the real life situations like wars and disasters, the soldiers, the firefighters, it's their strength who protect us. Now my opponent asks the question that who wins the battle and war, because they run on the strategies provided by the commander. But you may forget that a plan may look perfect on paper, but real life situations are unpredictable. On the battlefield, conditions change. It is the strength of soldier and endurance and brave that turns that victory into reality. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Aflaq, for your beautiful thoughts and a very vibrant presentation and argument. Now, coming to the girls group, and the speaker of my calling now is Adil Mustafa. Please stand up and present your thoughts, but be limited to the time.
Respected Muzaffar sir, worthy opponents and dear audience, today I stand firmly in favor of the motion brain over brawn. At first glance, physical strength may seem powerful, but history, science and everyday life proves one thing. Intelligence is the true force that shapes the world. Let me begin with a simple idea. Strength can win battles, but intelligence wins wars. A physically strong person may lift heavy weights, but it takes a sharp mind to build bridges, cure diseases, and lead nations. Think about it. Who changed the world more? The one with muscles or the one with brain? It was not brute force that invented electricity, but intelligence. It was not physical power that took humans to space, but brilliant minds. It's not strength that runs governments, but strategy, planning, and wisdom. Brawn is limited, brain is limitless. Physical strength declines with age. Intelligence, however, grows with learning and experience. A strong body may weaken, but a strong mind continues to create, innovate, and inspire. Also, in today's modern world, success depends more on knowledge than strength. Technology, artificial intelligence, medicine, and innovation all are products of the human mind. So I ask you, what truly drives progress, muscle or minds? While physical strength has its place, it is intelligence that leads, controls, and transforms the world. Therefore, brain is not just superior to brawn, it is essential. Thank you.
Adil Mustafa, for your remarkable thoughts. Now, let me go forward with the boys group, and the speaker who is coming to present his thought is Haris Rashid. Please stand up and present your thoughts.
Respected Mr. and my dear friends, today I stand before you to speak on the notion that brawn is more powerful than brain. We often hear that intelligence rules the world, but let's not forget that without physical strength, ideas remain weak. Thinking alone cannot build, protect, or survive. It is the brawn that turns ideas into realities. Imagine a world with only thinkers and no doers. Who would construct the buildings? Who would protect the nation at the borders? It's the strength and courage of people with brawn that keeps society functional. Moreover, in times of crisis, it's not just intelligence that saves lives. It is strength, action, and bravery. Firefighters, soldiers, and rescuers workers rely heavily on physical power. In such situations, quick action matters more than talking to people. Furthermore, intelligence can sometimes mislead, but strength is straightforward and dependable. It helps us act, work hard, and achieve tangible results. In conclusion, while brain may guide, brawn executes. Without strength, ideas remain dreams. It's brawn that makes those dreams to life, protects us, and keeps the world moving.
Okay. Thank you, Aris, for your thoughts, for your argument. Now, coming to the girls group again, I am now inviting Sabira Shokar, third speaker from the group. Please present your thoughts.
Good morning, respected judge and opponents. I stand before you to support the brain for Brawn. True superiority is not about physical force, but about control and direction. And it's the brain that controls. Strength alone can't act independently. It always needs guidance, and that guidance comes from intelligence. Physical strength is also limited. It depends on the body, which can weaken over time or due to circumstance. The brain, however, continues to learn and adapt. In every field of life, it's the brain that leads and the brain that follows. Decisions, ideas, and solutions come from thinking, not force. Strength may assist, but it can't replace intelligence. The one who leads will always be superior to one who follows. Therefore, while brawn may be useful, it's always under the control of the brain. True power lies in the mind, not in the muscles. And that's why brain clearly stands superior to brawn. Thank you.
Sabira, for your collegiate thoughts and strong arguments. Now, it is the turn of the third speaker from the boys group, and the name of the speaker is Ubu. Please stand up and be limited to the time.
Respected judges, both the opponents, and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I stand for you to speak on the motion that brawn is more important than brain. At the most fundamental level, the human survival depends on physical capability. In situations as natural disasters, accidents, and life-threatening emergencies, it is physical strength that ensures immediate action. A person may know what to do, but without the strength to carry it out. While intelligence can generate many ideas, but it is brawn that transforms those ideas into tangible outcomes. Therefore, brawn acts as a bridge between imagination and reality, making it indispensable for progress. In conclusion, while intelligence plays an important role in innovation and planning, but it is physical strength that ensures execution, survival, and stability. Brawn is the force that transforms ideas into reality, protects societies, and sustains economies. Therefore, it should not be underestimated or viewed as secondary. True progress is not achieved by thinking alone, but by the power to act, and that power lies in brawn.
Taking the debate ahead, I would like to call the fourth participant and the speaker from the girls. The name of the speaker is Adil Kafi. Please stand up and present your thoughts.
Good morning, everyone, respected judges and my opponents. Today, I stand here to speak for the greatest power a person can have. Not the power of muscle, but the power of mind. Yes, strength is useful, but let's be honest, real power is in mind. A strong person can break the wall, but a smart person can build a future. Muscles can get tired, strength can fade, but intelligence, idea, and wisdom can change the world. Who create machines, who leads the nation, who solves the problems? Not muscle, it's brain. Even the strong person needs the direction, and the directions come from the mind. So without any doubt, the brain is the real source of power. Thank you.
Thank you, Adil Kafi. for your argument. Now, let me go ahead with the boys group. And the fourth speaker, who has present thoughts, is Afan Said. Please stand up and present your thoughts.
Respected judges and my worthy opponents, today I stand before you strongly against the motion brave or brawn. I believe brawn is equally important and sometimes more important than brave. Without brawn, ideas stay ideas. Smart people can make plans, but who actually does the work? Soldiers protect borders, workers build roads, houses, and bridges. Farmers grow food. Without physical strength, even the best ideas cannot be turned into reality. Brawn saves lives in real situations. In emergencies, intelligence alone is not enough. During fires, floods, or earthquakes, rescue teams need strength, not just thinking. Brawn builds discipline, and overthinking leads to confusion and delay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sayyid Afan, for your strong thoughts regarding the debate. And now, it is the turn of fifth speaker, and I am going to call Atruman Niyaz for presenting her thoughts regarding the debate. Brain.
Assalamualaikum everyone present here. Today I, Arjuna, stand before you in the favor of motion, brain or brawn. We often admire physical strength, big muscles, powerful bodies, but let's ask ourselves a simple question. What's more powerful, the muscles or the brain which controls it? Brain controls our every action of the body. Without brain, even the strongest person can't move or think. Muscles may give power, but brain gives direction. Strength without intelligence is like a car without a driver. It may be powerful, but it can't reach its destination. All the great inventions in the world are the result of intelligence, not physical strength. Even the tools that increase our physical strength are invented by the brain. A doctor saves lives with knowledge, not strength. A scientist changes the world with ideas, not force.
Thank you, Arjuman. Now it is the turn of fifth speaker from the boys group, and the name of the speaker is Dani Bilal. Dani Bilal, please stand up and present your thoughts.
Respected Muzaffar sir, good morning to everyone. Today, I, Danis Bilal, stand before you to speak against the motion. As my opponents said, brain controls everything, but I ask, what is the use of intelligence if there is no strength? If there is no strength to act on it, a plan written on paper is nothing if it's not executed. While intelligence is important, it's physical strength and action that truly drive the world forward. Ideas remain useless unless someone has the strength and courage to act on them. From building infrastructure to defending nations, it is brawn that turns plans into reality. Moreover, in critical situations, it is strength, endurance, and quick physical response that saves lives, not just thinking. Without brawn, brains are incomplete. Action give value to thoughts. Thank you very much.
For your valuable thoughts in favor of the brawn. Now it is the turn of the sixth speaker from the girls group, and the name of the participant is Ahmad Shah. Please stand up and your thoughts.
Teacher Mr. Muzaffar sir and my worthy opponents, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Today I, Ahmad Shah, stand before you to firmly support the idea that brain is more powerful than brawn. Brawn can execute actions, but the only brain can decide which actions are worth to take. From the earliest days of humanity, it was not the strongest who survived, but the smartest. Early humans didn't overpower wild animals with brute force. They used strategy, tools, and planning. That is the power of brain. Intelligence creates strength. Machines and technology multiple human power. Strategy beats force. Small planning can defeat even the strongest opponent. Physical power can make achieve results, but the intelligence determines whether the results are meaningful. In conclusion, strength may win moments, but the intelligence wins lifetimes. Because at the end of the day, it's not the strongest who rules the world, it's the smartest. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad, for presenting your beautiful thoughts. Now it is the turn of the seventh speaker of the boys group, Raja Riyan. Is that? Okay, let us give you first.
Respected judges and my dear friends, good morning everyone present here. Today I, Rajesh, am going to speak in favor of Brawn. While the modern world celebrates intellectual abstraction, Brawn remains the fundamental currency of human existence. Without the physical capacity to execute, protect, and endure, when a natural disaster strikes or a physical threat arises, a high IQ cannot lift a fallen being. Brawn is the universal language of survival that functions when technology and logic fails. In the end, while the brain can dream and plan, it is brawn that actually builds the world. Ideas are just thoughts with someone with the physical strength and that puts them into action. Brawn is the foundation of our survival and the power behind every great achievement. You can have the best map in the world, but you would not get anywhere if you don't have the strength to walk the path.
Now, it's the last speaker from the girls group, and the participant is Muntazir Mehdi. Please stand up and present your thoughts.
Respected Muzaffar sir, worthy opponents and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am present to stand before you to firmly support our dear audience. Brain is more powerful than brawn. Strength fades, intelligence grows. Physical powers decrease with age, but knowledge increases. Strategy beats force. Smart planning can even defeat the strongest opponents. Intelligence can bring you out from any dangerous situation. At last, I would thought that strength may win you battles, but intelligence wins wars.
Muntazir Mehdi. Now, the last speaker from the boys group is Zain Mohammed. Please stand up and present your arguments.
Respected judge and my dear opponents, today I stand for Brawn, the power of action, because without action, intelligence is just decoration. My opponents will say that brain rules the world, but when a building collapses, do we call a thinker or a rescuer? In real life, we don't survive by overthinking, we survive by acting. Yes, the brain can design a bridge, but it's Brawn that hits the steel and builds it. A plan in your head means nothing if it never becomes reality. Execution always beats imagination. Brawn isn't just muscles, it's discipline, hard work, and courage. You don't get strong by thinking about effort, you get strong by doing it. So yes, brain can dream, but brawn makes those dreams real. Because in the end, ideas don't change the world, actions.
Thank you, Zain Mohammed, for your very nice thoughts and argument in favor of the brawn. Now, the second round of this debate, just one question I would like to that you people ask in the rebuttal. One question from this, then they will just defend, and the second question from the boys, and then you have to defend. Okay, now you select who is going to ask the question. Adiba. So from this group, girls group, Adiba is going to ask the question in rebuttal session.
My question is, in the Midnight Visitor, Max had a gun, but Osama used only his brain. So who actually proved more powerful, Brown or Hill?
Okay, from boys group, you can give the answer. Fast, we don't have much time.
I agree with you that in that story, it is the intelligence that wins over strength. But if you see in the many situations like wars and another like in games, there are not only the ideas that can win over the intelligence. In a war, there may be a commander who commands for the war, but at least the victory comes over the soldiers, over their endurance, over their strength and capability. And in game, always intelligence doesn't work. I agree that intelligence has power to beat the strength, but the brawn is not too much low that it cannot win over the intelligence. Then why these football players and the cricketers build their physique? And also, I want to say one thing that I want to prove this argument wrong. That Adan said, "Who can change the world?" These are the only ideas that change the world. But who gives these ideas life? These are the physical efforts of the human beings. There might be the scientists and doctors. Doctors rely on the staff, and scientists rely on the technicians. And this is how that the ideas and brain cannot exist independently. and it's like an idea is like a seed which is never planted. And also brings many of brilliant ideas they remains null and valueless if they are not executed. Yeah, sure, intelligence are the first step, but execution is the most important and integral part playing in it. Thank you.
Thank you. Applause for your defense of the question. I hope that they are satisfied with the answer. Now, it is the turn of the boys group to ask the question and then they will give the response to the same. Okay, who will be the speaker first? Please stand up and ask the question.
You may say that brain is superior, but I ask what is the use of intelligence if there is no action? I will repeat my question. You may say that the brain is superior, but I ask what is the use of intelligence if there is no action?
You argue that ideas need execution. Yes, I agree. But execution without brain leads to failure. So brain comes first.
What? Repeat.
Yes, I can. I agree. But execution without brain leads to failure. So brain still comes first.
Yeah, I firstly agreed that when Adiba told this, I agreed that the brain, but it ultimately comes, the first step comes on the ideas. But how these ideas gets valued if they are not executed? If a person kept thinking his ideas will remain like a seed, I told that. But what if you are having ideas? Yeah, there were big scientists who provided the ideas, they were having their own theories, and an engineer who gave his direction and structure to provide how to build a building. But you tell me, if that structure is only provided, but how that can be executed, how that gets life?
See, you said action comes first.
I told you that I agree, but
What?
I agree that the actions comes first, but I told you what is the use of those actions? What is the use of those actions if there is no execution? The ideas that are provided, what is the use of
But
that?
execution without planning leads to failure.
What?
Execution without planning leads to failure.
Execution though?
Planning.
You tell me if there is only execution, how that plans will get life.
See,
I agree. Now I am accepting you. You are repeating the same thought again. I agree that you are telling that first plans come. That I am telling you what is the use of them plans. How they get life if there is no execution. You brought the plan. There are many of this and
that means first planning comes.
yes, I agree with that.
Brain is superior to the ground.
No, how the brain? You tell me you are telling that ground is superior, brain is superior to the ground.
Yes.
But what is the use of those ideas? If you are only giving the ideas, how they will
Okay,
get?
I will agree.
Okay.
We have to do the execution, but first we have to think the ideas.
Okay, you are thinking the idea. I will simply
Yes,
ask you one question.
that means brain comes first. Brain
Yeah,
is superior to the ground.
You are telling okay, you tell me this simple question is arising here. You tell me if there was a revolution that came in the 1962. The ideas were provided about the HIV seeds. If they think all that time the person who provided that idea, if they were not executed on that time, what was the use of those
How they
ideas?
provide the ideas? Because it is brain.
And if you only provide the ideas, then what is the use of those ideas? What is the use of those ideas if only ideas being in the mind?
That means brain comes first to the ground. If there
And
is no brain,
what is the use of that brain? How that brain can get life? I told you that brain is like just like your ideas are like a seed, but these your ideas also are dependent on execution. You have to accept this very thing. I accepted that brain comes first, but you have to also accept this very thing that whenever there are ideas, they are ultimately dependent on the execution.
body can support the brain, but it doesn't control the brain. Isn't it?
Okay, I may ask you a question. If intelligence is so powerful, why do the ideas fail without execution? If intelligence is so powerful, why do ideas fail without execution?
There will be no execution if the brain will not be there.
But now how the world will run if there will be no idea? What if there will be no execution? You are telling that if there will be no idea, if there is no idea, then how this world will can run? You are providing the ideas in the society, but ultimately if there is a like we are having many
You
situations.
are talking about execution, but Brawn executes what the brain has already created.
You are repeating. She told also that.
And if you are angry,
Because it's the answer.
How it is? I am. You are. We have to move further. If I told you if intelligence is so possible, why do
if
ideas?
there will be no waste of time, we are
What?
talking about waste. If there will be
What you are
waste,
telling? your is always like we are having a commerce seller to provide and how that ideas gets live. But you tell me in like I also told you, I'll be repeating again in war like situations. Always the plans that are written on the paper that doesn't execute because in these situations the situation gets changed. Like you are preparing a plan that your strategy is in a war, but the conditions change at the same time. What on that time will ideas sustain during the war? How on that time will the ideas of the commander sustain on the strength of the soldiers to sustain on that time? How the ideas with this? Idea was provided, for example, we'll take a situation. Idea was provided that you have to go, for example, through a path A. But the path A is blocked. Will on that time that idea will sustain or will the strength and the capability of the soldier will sustain on that time? Will that be executed?
Just tell me who decide that action.
Yes.
That's brain. Without brain, action has no direction.
You are okay, I accept.
Yes. That is what we were saying. That means brain is clear to the ground. Thank you.
You didn't ask this answer my question. You are only against me. If I told you that you may say that brain is superior, but I asked what is the use of intelligence if there is no action. I countered your many of the questions, but you didn't counter a single question of me.
I said action is important, but who decides that action?
Good.
Who decides that action? That's brain.
Okay, now my another question is why do these football players and other like we are soldiers and many titles? Why they focus on thinking? But when it comes to that, how will they get life again? How they can get their
Okay, please stop now. Last word. I am being called. Who is calling? You sit down. Thank you, dear students, for your participating in the debate. So both of the teams have very well performed, and all the speakers have taken part in it. And but again, I would mention here there is a problem in the body gestures and a bit confidence. And as you know that there may have some scale for the judging, you are assessing you. And in all, I will just give the aggregation of the marks here. And in that, boys got along with this rebuttal session, got 97 marks out of 145, and girls got 89 marks out of 145. So, on the session, boys are the winners and girls are the runners. So keep it up, and in next session, it should be more vibrant and it should be more vigorous and energetic. So thank you.